I didn't even know trains were living beings.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
We have some more things to say about Donkey Kong Country Returns.
quickly.
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh, go ahead.
There is really no excuse for it not to have a classic controller, and it's probably because I never really played the old ones too much, but that's probably why I didn't find the controls too bad. But I don't know.
That's fine.
I didn't think it was too bad either, to be honest.
I did.
But,
I did.
maybe sometimes, like if I'm the controller vertically,
Are you
and
guys
trying to shake it,
Are you guys telling me that you never accidentally rolled off a cliff while you were trying to bang on a drum or something?
I just avoid trying to roll.
Yeah, I never really rolled in the game.
You're supposed to roll.
I know.
That's one of the
Yeah,
game's
there's all sorts of
if I
Kong
do-
letters and jumps that you can only make if you roll.
If I do, then I like super focus on it, I make
Ricky, I only got that O in the first level because you told me that you could roll off and do a second jump.
I know, that's one of the main gameplay modes in the first series. Like there's dozens of levels. I know you never played the old games, Josh, but Matt did, and he didn't know how to get that O either. And I was like,
don't tell the audience that I don't know how to play video games. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? Don, you wanted to say something about the level design, I believe.
yeah, probably better than New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
I think I would agree.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Like
think
all
that
the
the
bonus
level,
stages,
Yeah.
the secrets, all of it. The Kong stages especially, love those. Get all the Kong letters, get the Kong stages. They're awesome. Jesus.
I would be inclined to agree, but I think New Super Mario Bros. Wii is a terrific game, too.
yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think
The
there was
spin
no.
works perfectly.
I think there was no problem in. Yeah, exactly. I was okay with the shake to spin in Super Mario Bros. Wii because it worked like it was supposed to, and it was implemented very well.
Yeah, but I think the level design is better.
I totally think the level design is better in Donkey Kong Country Returns. I absolutely do, and I think that the level design was already quite good in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So,
That says something.
yeah.
But we've probably talked enough about Donkey Kong Country. We could fill a whole video about that.
How about this transition into Metroid
Yeah,
that I
let's.
tried to make a while ago?
Yeah.
We just continued talking.
Let's talk
Because
about
we
Donkey
all-
Kong Country.
Transitioning, we're professional.
We all have a lot to say about other M's.
The most
so let's
controversial
get down to it.
game of the year. How about that?
Wait, what did you say?
The most controversial game of the year. Metroid.
Yes.
Okay,
Other M.
controversial. Yeah.
Very,
the
very
controversy
controversial.
being whether or not it's good or bad.
Yes.
The answer is it's good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kyle. You want to talk about it? You start.
Yeah, you have the floor.
You-
We all have a lot to say about it.
But you also have
Yeah.
played in depth the Metroid Prime games, which me and Ricky have not.
Yes, I have. The Metroid Prime games are definitely better. I played them all on the Wii, and I've got to say that the reason I didn't play shooters before was because I could never quite get their controls on a standard controller. But the first time I played Metroid Prime for the Wii, it just all made so much sense. So that's why the Metroid Prime series are better than Metroid Other M. Metroid Other M is still a good game. It just takes a little while to get transition into the fact that you use the Wiimote to point and shoot at the same time as you need to hold it sideways to control movement. The fact that it makes you unable to move when you're pointing at the screen in order to shoot missiles is really just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. The only other bad thing about this game is not the
Story.
fact that Samus has emotions. No, it is not the story. The story and all of that is fantastic. It's a great idea for them to make one of their staple characters of Nintendo
Have a
backstory.
personality.
Yeah. However, I am going to say that her voice actress is shit.
Yeah.
I think we
and
can all
this-
agree on that.
Yeah.
This huge intimate moment that she's having with Adam and she's flat.
No,
She's
her
emotionless.
her voice actress was bad.
Al, the test is really important. Oh wait, that's a movie. Never mind. Go on. Anyway, the worst
But I'm
part of
like,
the game
you
is
should-
the pixel hunt, not the voice
Oh
acting.
my god.
There's
there's the hunt portions where you're forces you to point your Wiimote at the screen and hunt down something that you apparently need to find. All of us had trouble at one point. I had trouble at like 3 points.
yeah, those parts of the game are really, really terrible.
Just
And
frustrating.
I
You
also
could
have an
just
issue.
well have the story.
I also
Keep
have an
going.
issue I want to point out. There's a lot of parts in the game where it goes to this Samus in the lower corner of the screen mode, like Resident Evil 4. And I would be totally cool with that if that was like another form of play and you had to run and shoot enemies and stuff. Third-person shooter. I would be totally cool with that.
Yeah, 'cause
But
Resident Evil 4
none
is
of those.
great.
Yeah, but none of those sections are like that. They're all just, okay, I'm going to walk really slowly through this facility and find something terrible. I'm going to sit in an elevator for a few minutes. I'm going to go to the bathroom or something. None of those
Or
sections,
bathrooms at the space station.
none of those sections have any reason for you to be in that really slow walking mode and to be at that camera angle. And I was really annoyed by that. And there's one section of the game where you're in a facility or something, and you're in that camera mode with the slow walking for like a half an hour, and it's just ridiculous and obscene. And that was bad. But
That's right, I remember that.
But it's not nearly
Yeah.
as bad as those stupid pixel hunt things. Like, I know
Yeah, those
we're probably
pixel
not
hunts.
selling this game very well, but we'll get to the good stuff in a minute. But
No. Trust me. Rick used to talk about Donkey Kong back home all the time, and he never said a good thing about it, except that he loved it.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
Yeah, but that you can't truly love something unless you admit the fact. That's
that
what
it's-
I say.
that it's got problems.
but something I told
And
these,
Metroid Other M has problems.
something I told these guys
But-
a while ago when I was first played through it. Obviously, we've all beaten it by now. But
I have, and I love the end. I love the end.
anyway,
Kind of like Metroid.
anyway, what I was saying is about the point and find the pixel on the dot thing. There is a part where you have to find like these larvae or whatever coming out of. It's when you fight the giant wasp or whatever it is.
I remember.
And
Oh, yeah.
it's really, really dark in there, and my TV was really, really dark. So, like, I had a hard time seeing anything on the screen, let alone what I was supposed to be pointing at. So I sat there and wiggled
see.
around the screen in a complete 360 for like 20 minutes until I just got fed up and had to go look it up on the internet. So I look up this guy's YouTube walkthrough of it, and the only way I was able to find it at all was because he, in the YouTube walkthrough, found it on accident. There's a problem when you go to look for how to play the game, and the dude who you are watching play it does something on accident that you have to do to beat the game. Those parts are so ridiculous, and they damper an otherwise fantastic Wii game.
hmm
But there are definitely a lot of things to like about it.
I think the level design was really good. I really enjoyed hunting for items. It was kind of classic Metroid action.
Yeah.
Uh,
That felt like Metroid.
where you had to find new items and do all this stuff.
And backtrack.
You know, find missiles and backtrack and learn new areas that you could access. And I think it was really a cool kind of 2.5D twist on the Metroid formula, and I was really into it. And I think it was a really good game with some really big problems. But I'm definitely not one of those people who was all butthurt that Samus was emoting and having feelings for things and having a personality and a backstory.
Being afraid of Ridley.
And being afraid of, you know, the thing that killed her parents and
Was dead
She
the game a game
fought.
ago.
She thought was dead.
Yeah, the thing that
I
blew
think
up
so.
on
I
a
don't have-
planet a game ago.
I don't have a problem with like Samus having a backstory if it was good. Like I
Oh,
wasn't
what?
buying into it. No,
What?
what was wrong with it?
it was just not for me, I guess. But I don't think it's like
I blame her voice
Oh.
actress.
BioShock good or something.
I blame her voice actress for Don not liking it.
Well, don't
Yeah,
forget
the voice
this.
actress too. The voice actress
No,
used to be
she
the
was
same
terrible.
one from Brawl.
She was
Yeah.
terrible. It did. Why wasn't it the same one from Brawl? That is an excellent complaint.
Because that would have been far too much work. I don't know.
I think
Total
that
sense.
I think that the voice actress who played Samus in Brawl gave more character to Samus
In her two
in her
spoken
couple
lines.
in her 3 spoken lines than the voice
Be still.
actress in Other M did.
In the entire game.
Adam for
I-
Brawl.
Try me.
I really do. But I really enjoyed, Metroid Fusion, obviously, even though I can't stand it, it is one of my favorite Metroid games. And, I was really interested to find out more of Adam and see him in action, and I think it paid off really well. I think his final moments were really awesome, and it was kind of
They
like,
were.
it was kind of like Crisis Core, where if you played the game that came before it, you knew going in that things weren't going to end well for that character.
But you cared anyway.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed seeing Adam and learning about him and seeing Samus, have feelings for him and not know what to do about that.
Well, that was.
And
I think
go ahead.
the fact that it was supposed to be a prequel to Fusion actually kind of made the story, some parts of it, a little stupid. Like that in Fusion, she was surprised that they were making Metroids again when
Yes.
they did the exact same thing in a game that was supposed to take place before.
Before it, yeah.
Yes.
So
No, I
They kind of
completely
messed
agree.
up the story in Fusion with this game, I think.
Well,
I absolutely agree.
The timeline in Zelda makes sense, doesn't it?
No.
Metroid is different, to be honest.
You can't compare those two because Metroid,
Has a
there
timeline.
is an
Right.
obvious order that you can figure out with little effort. If there's
Okay.
Metroids in it, it's after Metroid 2. I mean, before Metroid 2. If there's not Metroids in it, or if there's a secret that there's Metroids in it, it's after Metroid 2 where she eliminated them all.
Well, now they're after Other M because there are Metroids in Other M.
Well, okay. In Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, Samus exterminated all the Metroids except for one. So in Super Metroid, there's only one Metroid. Obviously, it's immediately afterward. Obviously, because the ending of Super Metroid is the beginning of Other M, that's the very next game. Obviously, because Metroid Fusion happens
Starts up
after
right
Adam
where,
dies.
Yeah.
Then obviously Other M is before it. There's a very obvious pattern that you can figure out. So you can't compare it to the Zelda series where not even the creators know what the hell the order is.
All right. Oh, and by the way, I just want to say that when the first graphics came on, where it's got the Metroid saving Samus from
Baby Metroid.
the brain, that I was in awe of the absolute beauty.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think Other M
That game
is
looked amazing.
I think it's a fantastic looking game, and I think that it shows what the Wii is capable of. And I think people should take notice and not be so afraid to release Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on the Wii.
Specifically.
That's right, they're not.
Yeah, the atmosphere in Other M is really cool, and it's a really good looking game for the most part. There are some parts that don't look too good, like that boss, the first boss you fight.
Yeah, that's made up of all those little bugs. That's
Yeah,
pretty
He doesn't look
fake.
very good, but
No.
but the rest of it's a pretty good looking game,
For the most part, the game looks rather nice.
and it's
Next game.
I put it in my top 10. It's a great game. Okay, what next? Somebody pick.
Birth by
Golden
Sleep,
Sun.
or whatever. Whoever wants to do whatever.
Kingdom Hearts,
Josh,
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about Birth by Sleep. Somebody started off.
It was a good game. The stories kind of got repetitive for each one, Like, when you were playing Aquas, you saw, half of Terra's story again. Or, stuff like that. But, it's overall good.
It gave me reason to play my PSP.
Yeah.
How about that? That's a reason.
Hey.
First PSP game
Hey,
I
man,
played
it's totally forgetting
since I got it.
about game of the year with the name
Metal Gear
Peace Walker.
Solid Peace
Yeah,
Walker.
best game with peace in the name. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. But okay, me, Ricky, and Josh especially really love the Kingdom Hearts series, and it was really exciting to have another one, despite the fact that it still wasn't advancing the story further in any way.
It went before the first one now.
Oh
Yeah.
boy! But Birth by Sleep is in many ways one of, if not the best, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it could be the best Kingdom Hearts game. The battle system is really cool, where you have to link different commands together to make new moves. And the fact that you play as 3 completely different characters that all have their own styles and different areas they go to sometimes. It's a very fun game, and it's a very interesting game, despite the fact that it was a prequel.
Yeah, I can't say it's my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, but it's close. It's a great experience, and the battle system is great. The bosses are fun. I mean, you get to fight the face from the magic mirror from Snow White. What more can you ask for in a boss? And you get to fight it twice for no reason, which is actually kind of lame. But anyway, yeah, no, it's a fantastic experience, and we're all getting sick of Olympus Coliseum's music, but you know, it was awesome to see Zack, and it was awesome to see Stitch, and there was a Stitched world that was cool. They focused more on the princesses, which I actually cared about. I know that makes me sound kind of lame, but
You're a girl.
you know. Well, they set up in the first Kingdom Hearts, they set up the princesses as like this big important thing that you should care about, and the only one that you ever even interacted with was
Not
Jasmine.
a princess. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I was thinking of what's her name.
Alice or
Alice.
Yeah, okay, all right, but still, you know, they didn't give you any reason to care about the princesses other than, hey, look, it's the princesses from the Disney movies, that's cool, yay. And in Birth by Sleep, you actually get to learn some of their story and
visit
sort
their
of
worlds.
Go to their worlds, yeah.
Fight
I thought
Lucifer
that
the
was
cat.
awesome. Yeah, Lucifer is a boss. How cool is that? You know, and again, I love the battle system. I love the fact that every Kingdom Hearts game has lame minigames, and this one has plenty of lame mini-games. Mini-games.
Mini-games.
But this one also has the best minigame in any Kingdom Hearts game, and that is the Mario Kart ripoff, Rumble Racing.
Oh, Rumble Racing is awesome. I would just play that by itself.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, it's totally stupid. It's basically Mario Kart with no items, but I actually had a blast with it.
You get to race Huey, Dewey, Louie.
Yeah.
Horse color.
Yeah, horse colors in it.
For some reason.
No longer a forgotten character, thanks to this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Pizza,
But anyway,
pizza forgotten character.
it was definitely, I think, it's hard for me to say, but I think I would call it better than Crisis Core for the PSP, which up till now was my favorite PSP game. So
Which means this is your favorite PSP game.
I would have to say it is. It's really solid. I mean, I own like 5 PSP games that I
me
like.
too.
Look how many have came out
that's,
for the PSP
Yeah, that's roughly
Yeah.
how many
past
the
decade.
PSP has.
No.
But
I
anyway,
have 4 PSP games. 2 of them are remakes.
I think it's a testament to the game where I actually cared about these characters that I went in not expecting to give a damn about at all.
yeah, I ended up by the end. I actually was like, okay, cool. I want to see the next game and get more of these 3 characters. And
Yeah.
that's really a feat, because I went into this game being like, where the fuck is Sora? Who cares? And they actually, to their credit, you know, they made me kind of care about him.
Even
Except
though
because it was terrible voice acting.
Terra's voice actor.
the
is so-
darkness,
Where did it
come from?
the
Come on.
the darkness,
the dorkness.
the darkness.
Anyway,
Mario Galaxy 2.
Awesome game.
We should save that for last.
okay, all right. What do we
Fine,
else?
Golden Sun.
Man, Golden Sun. Before we talk about Golden Sun, can we talk about Dragon Quest IX, because that came out first?
Oh, yeah.
Dragon Quest 9.
I think Dragon Quest IX is. I haven't played all the Dragon Quest games, okay, but I played 8 on PS2 and really liked it, and I've played a couple of the super old Dragon Warrior games. You know,
Back when they were called Dragon Warrior.
Yeah, they were Dragon Quest in Japan, but they were Dragon Warrior over here for some reason.
Whatever reason.
But I've played probably 4 of the Dragon Quest games, and I would absolutely say that 9 is the best. It's got a really cool.
Even though you haven't played 5 of them.
I know, but the best thing about Dragon Quest IX that I know is the first thing that they've ever done in a Dragon Quest game is the fact that you can see the enemies on the map like before you run into them. as opposed to just random battles. And I know that's been a staple of RPGs for forever, but I've never liked that. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes trying to go somewhere and you just run into a random battle. I love being able to see the enemies and avoid them if you want. That's fantastic.
Earthbound was awesome.
Yeah, Earthbound, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Chrono Trigger, and, you know,
Of course.
some of the best RPGs ever are like that, and I don't know if I would say Dragon Quest IX is one of the best ever, only because I haven't beat it. That's the only reason I wouldn't say that. But it's really good. It's the best Dragon Quest game, I think. And it has a lot of cool new innovations, like being able to design your character and being able to
See the armor?
when you equip different armor and weapons, it actually like shows on your character they're wearing different armor and weapons. That's really cool. I don't know that I've ever played an RPG that did that. Maybe in the case of weapons, I know Golden Sun changes weapons, but they never
Yeah,
change
and
clothes.
the Shining Force games would change weapons too. I don't know if any of you
But
have played
armor?
those. No, not the armor. The weapons would
Yeah.
change, but not the armor.
Yeah. So that's really cool. The other thing that I really like, this is a really minor thing. It actually doesn't affect gameplay at all. But I really liked it when you're in a battle and you're like picking commands and you pick like, you know, attack this guy. You're on the top screen, it'll show like your battle in progress, and your character will like attack that guy, and then they'll like run around to the back. Like there's all this stuff going on in the top screen while all you're doing is picking commands, and it makes the battle seem a whole lot more lively and, you know,
Interesting.
fun, even though all you're still doing, you're still picking commands. It's still an RPG.
Opposed to the static images in the Pokemon games.
Yeah, it kind of fools you. It kind of tricks you into thinking that like
You're
having
doing
this
something?
intense battle. Yeah, for real. And I know that's not like that sounds bad, but I actually thought that was really cool and clever. And I think it's a really solid RPG.
I didn't beat
I
Dragon.
really like it.
I didn't beat Dragon Quest IX, but I didn't play a single Dragon Quest game ever in my life. But for whatever reason, Dragon Quest IX really got my attention, and I bought it because I figured, why not? I'll try something different. And I didn't get very far because there's just so many games came out this year that I obviously didn't have time for all of them, even the ones I bought. So I never got very far in it, but I enjoyed what I played, and but I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that there was no Wi-Fi multiplayer. And
Yes.
one of the
Yeah,
one of the big things that they kept toting about this game, you know, was all like, oh, we got, you know, it's focuses on multiplayer, play with friends, you know, just join a party with your friends, play through the whole game with your friends, and it's like, yeah, that's awesome, but I don't know a single person that lives in the area with me that has the game. I can't play multiplayer with anybody because the people I know that have it live in Chicago. So, you know, I was really disappointed that even though it says Wi-Fi on the box, I can't play with other people via Wi-Fi. So that
It has
kind
a
of
Wi-Fi
turned me
store.
off of it.
Yeah, you get
bit.
items from Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that was
man.
one of my only gripes with it too.
No, for sure it should have had online multiplayer because the multiplayer seems like it would be really fun if I had anybody that I could play it with.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't.
Exactly. I don't know anybody who owns this game other than you two.
Right.
You don't live anywhere near me, so, you know. Kind of disappointing. But, you know, for what it's worth, it was worth checking out. And I hope to beat it someday.
So, let's take a break again.
Yeah.
If you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.